a save there, and they score! So here's Lassen with a shot, and he scores! So he drives it, walking in, he shoots and scores! Mustangs draw first blood. Teresi gets a shot and scores! 4-4. Lachlan going to the net, shoots, and he scores! And towards Cox. Cox gets a shot away, Davis makes the save. No, it's in! It's in! First take the lead!
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Owners are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
Welcome to the O'Brien Icehouse for today's game between the Melbourne Ice, who are hosting the Sydney Ice Dogs in the second of a double-header for this weekend for the Ice Dogs here in Melbourne. The Ice Dogs did have a 4-3 overtime win over the Melbourne Mustangs yesterday in a pretty exciting game. They host the other Melbourne, they take on the other Melbourne side, the Melbourne Ice, who come off a loss. A similar scoreline in terms of a 4-3 loss to the Mustangs on Friday night in the Melbourne Derby. Crunch game for the Ice. They really can't afford to get any further down the ladder with only one win from their 4 games so far. My name's Michael Glover and I'm joined in commentary today by Jeff Coop. Welcome, Jeff.
Yeah, welcome, man.
Good to have you on board and looking forward to an exciting season coming up.
It's an exciting season because of how much movement there has been locally, but also the crop of imports that a lot of teams will be able to bring in. And tonight we're going to see a couple of brothers with the Sydney Ice Dogs and the Crowder boys. I'm really excited to see the sort of chemistry these two have and the amount of passing they're able to do. It was very good last night to see what they could do, especially on those breakaways on the 3-on-3.
Yeah, plenty to look forward to with the Dogs. Nick Novoselic starting in net tonight, so they're going with the extra import skater. So Grant Toulmin comes into the side tonight. I saw the game footage from last week, which was against the Adelaide Adrenaline for the Fox game. And that byplay between the 4 imports, Quayle, the Crowder brothers, Toulmin, it was sublime. And if they bring that today, Melbourne Ice are really going to have a tough task ahead of them.
Oh, and we saw on Friday night, it was very interesting to see how the Ice did against a good passing side in the Mustangs. And we saw yesterday a good passing game between 2 teams that passed well. So, you know, the Ice have struggled at the start. It's been another slow start for them this year because they've given up goals with good passing teams. And, you know, that chemistry, if you find it early, I mean, yeah, it's a dangerous Dogs in 2019 this year already.
It is. Yeah, it's going to be. I know it's early in the season and they've got that mix. And I actually was had a brief chat to Garrett Bartos literally as I was, walking into the commentary box. Seems like a nice lad, and his impressions of the league actually was much better than he initially thought. But it's going to be an interesting mix. How they're going to get that team balanced right? They've probably got the early part of the season to work that out. I'm at this stage, on the early bits I've seen, and we'll probably know more about it tonight, I'd probably lean more towards the extra skaters. Yeah. Nick Novoselic, it's actually a great opportunity for him now this year to really cement himself as an AIHL goaltender.
There are a lot of young goalies around the league, a lot of Australian young goalies that have had a chance this year. Alex Tetro started the first 4 games for the CBR Brave and did a fantastic job.
Yep.
He got hung out to dry a little bit last week, but he did a fantastic job taking the Brave to 3-1. Novoselic gets a chance tonight. Glenn Forbes-White last week for Adelaide. I mean, the Ice have been rolling Jimmy Downey, and they've got a great backup goaltender as well, and Thomas Munro. You know, there's a lot of young, promising young goaltenders from Australia. It's a position that we've had some trouble with, making sure that we have that backup after the likes of Kimlin coming through, and we've got a lot.
Absolutely. And now we'll go to the pre-game ceremony.
Tommy Power's parents, Heather and Alan, onto the ice for the ceremonial puck drop. Can the captains please come forward? Oh, Alan, excuse me. You forgot this. Happy birthday, Alan. Could the captains come forward, please? Thank you very much, everyone. We also have several mothers of the Melbourne Ice players here today. To show how much they are appreciated by us all, we have some flowers to present to them. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to hear singing the anthem today, we have Ashlyn Norman. Ashlyn recently finished a season playing Annie in the musical. Ashlyn is an original cast member of the School of Rock musical and will be touring Queensland and New Zealand shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gift of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Great work, Ashlyn. Well done.
So the pre-game formalities have been completed, and we're moments away from the opening phase of this match between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Ice Dogs. Like I said, this is a clash I'm looking forward to. There's just the quality of the Ice Dogs side, and first chance for me to see them live for this season. But the Melbourne Ice, they're already a little bit behind the 8 ball. A loss today, and particularly in regulation, put them even further behind. And it's always a tough task, unless you say the Melbourne Mustangs, who turned into tradition, to to come back from, even this early in the season, be really that far behind the 8 ball to find a spot in the finals.
Well, the Mustangs, I think, were dead last, I think, going into June last year.
Yeah.
They made their way into the 4. This is not a spot the Ice want to be in. This is not a spot they're used to being in. And the run in last year, we did a couple of games together.
Yep.
And they were having those third period breakdowns. And they were basically allowing teams to roll over the top of them. They stopped playing their natural game. The Ice just haven't had a natural game to start the year. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the Melbourne Ice go to Sydney, get absolutely nothing, go to Newcastle and lose 6-0 and get outplayed by the North Stars. I mean, that's a long-standing rivalry. That hurts.
It is.
That
They
really
probably
hurts.
haven't been able to get there. I don't think they've got close 100% their number one lineup in this weekend. I think is as close as they've got to having their number one lineup on the ice. But so it probably takes a while to settle. But again, you just can't afford to slip too far behind.
It's a 28-game season, and you can cut that up into quarters, and you can go 7 games apiece.
The first quarter isn't going too well. In
The
that
first
regard.
quarter, to put it in AFL terms, they're 8 goal down, and they're kicking with the wind. There's a lot they've got to push up a hill in the second half of this year already.
So opening moments away from the opening face-off. Casey Kulczewski is going to start the opening face-off for the Melbourne Ice, which the Ice do win. Now towards the import. Kulczewski, he's tied up along the half wall. So already making an impression with his new side. Now Quayle in the corner. That's Crowder of the Paul variety. Outlet pass has been intercepted by Swartz. Couldn't trap it cleanly though, and Tillman will swoop in and he'll clear of the zone for now for the Dogs. Scanning down centre ice. Probably doing a little too easily. And Dogs still have it. Pass has been intercepted. Kulczewski. Fires, shoots, and the save by Nick Novosedlak. So your opening goal tenders for this game. Nick Novosedlak mentioned in pre-game for the Ice Dogs. James Downey for the Melbourne Ice as well. So you get 2 locals, 2 players. Well, Nick Novosedlak playing against his former side, and of course Danny was an arrival last year. Get your tweets on the screen for today's game. We always love seeing the Twitter traffic coming in using hashtag AIHL Game Day. And the best will get on the screen. You can get your thoughts on this game and even the new slot 2 o'clock here at O'Brien Icehouse instead of the additional 4 o'clock on a Sunday. Personally, I'm a bit of a fan. I don't know what you think, Jeff.
That means I can get home for dinner. The missus is going to be very happy.
Yeah, well, I'd say the same, but my missus is actually in the crowd, so
it's nice.
We
to
get home
round
at
out
the same
day.
time.
Exactly. Nice to round out the day before 5.
It is actually. And certainly benefits the travelling teams. They can get out of Melbourne and back home a little bit earlier. The shot comes in and Nova City makes the glove save. It's probably going a little bit over, but it's always good to get that first clean touch.
And just on that travel, people that are new to this league, travel's a massive impact, especially on teams that have to fly in and out like Sydney. You'll be able to get on that flight earlier. It means they're a bit more rested for work the next day, and everyone's a bit happier.
I've done a few road trips, and they do take a lot out of you. Actually, it's they're big weekends when you're on the road. So battle along the half wall. Melbourne Ice do have it back to the point. Oh, chopped down there by Kuruana. Now Chris Wong. Got his first game for the season on Friday night. That's a no tripping call by the looks of it.
He just lost his footing there, and the stick was in the vicinity, but it didn't actually make any impact there.
Now Graham. He'll be looking for a better game than he had on Friday night. A little bit of a rusty one, made a few mistakes. Now Armstrong, lovely little move, drives to the net. Still the Ice in control. Mackenzie Kurana, back to Bremner. And now Lundgren. He just fires on net just to see if Nova Sedlec was awake. He was.
Not sure if that firing on the keeper was just to get the change in or if it was an actual dump attempt, because it really just wasted the momentum the Ice had through that forward zone pressure.
So back in the neutral zone, and Sam Hoddick will skate back, retrieve the puck. Darcy Flanagan to Joyce. Now Lazzarotto. So Flanagan with the puck. Pass wasn't a great one, just hit an opposition skate. And Joyce is forced to retreat for the Ice. So Henrik Arlen dumps that one in the corner. Danny will come out of his crease, leave it for Joyce. Making a bit of a mess of this, Melbourne Ice. Good work there by Marino, but it's going to be cleared away by Flanagan. Bataki. Smart pass out towards Quayle. Driving with net, Salato, and he scores! So Aiden Salato gets the goal. The Ice Dogs take the early lead. They lead 1-0.
The Ice have had all the momentum and one defensive lapse, and suddenly they are behind on the scoreboard. And how you can allow Aiden Salato to walk down the middle of the slot like that, you may as well just have given him valet service through to James Downey. Here's your garden path, there you go. Here's your one-on-none with the goalie. Now that's just terrible. That is not of a standard that this league should be accepting, and that's especially not.
It was
a
a good setup though. We'll see this on replay, and that's one good thing here. Well, yeah, defensively that Melbourne Ice just weren't there. And Salato probably exploited the 5-hole, which might be Downey's one weakness at the moment.
Oh, they're in again.
Yeah, here's another chance for the Dogs, but defensively the Melbourne Ice were much more attuned, but they're going to give away a penalty for a hook.
This is not a good start whatsoever. They had all that forward zone pressure. They had a couple of good chances.
It's actually looks like it's going against the... It's going to be coincidental, isn't it? No, it's just going to be Melbourne Ice.
Just Kucheski.
As Kucheski will make his way to the penalty box. The Dogs will go on the power play. And that goal, it should be said, was Aiden Salato's first goal of the season as well. So he'll be feeling good about himself, and the Dogs go on the power play.
What a fantastic way to open your tally.
And just look at the talent on the ice now for the Dogs on this power play. They got all the imports on. Pass was blocked. But again, the setup was good. So we're going to have a foot race getting there first. Should be Schwartz for the Ice. Good work there by Tim Crowder. Paul Crowder was also there in support. Now Quayle, he'll tug the line. Gets out towards Toolman. Gets a shot away. The shot, though, was wide. Now Paul Crowder out towards Tim Crowder. And again, the Ice clear.
Haven't really had a chance to set up here, the Ice Dogs. Haven't really got much going yet, but they have looked like they are getting that chemistry going on this power play.
So Paul Crowder just flips one up. Looking for the tip. Was unsuccessful. And Quayle will go back and retrieve the puck now for the Ice Dogs. So, well, in the end, the pass, I think, might have been fanned a little bit on there by Salado, but Danny will cover that one, and it'll be a face-off.
There's a little bit of a look of nervousness from Downey there. He didn't quite know where that puck had gone after the pass.
And you can see the penalty here, well...
That's a clear penalty.
Yeah. Certainly impeded his path.
That's one that'll be put on the video for the next year to show the example.
But it might just be an example of a team that's just a little bit worried about the offensive capabilities of their opposition.
They've let an easy goal in early. And you're right, I think they're a bit worried about how they're going to stop the damn wall from bursting open quite early.
So it's going to be a foot race now, and great work by Chris Wong. Gets the puck, can get a shot away, but Novoselic makes the save.
That's the second time on the penalty kill. The Ice have had a player make an actual foot race of that clearance down ice. So many times you see it in just general ice hockey, teams will throw the puck down, they'll allow the other team to set up, and they'll re-go from there. The Ice, they're very active, and Schwartz nearly won the foot race. Wong did here. He's just unlucky. He's been met right at the final moment there before he could get a decent shot off.
Well, one thing with the current weekend structure in terms of times, 5 o'clock starts Saturday and 2 o'clock on Sunday, less recovery time, so there's going to be 2 games less than 24 hours. Melbourne Ice are probably looking to play a high-tempo game. They've, of course, had a day's rest. And see if they can exploit the Dogs and probably ongoing oppositions throughout the year on using that.
They've done it again here. That's a fantastic chase. They haven't come off that time, but that's definitely something the Ice are going to look to do all year.
It's clearly a tactic, and it's to put pressure on the puck handler. So the Ice, Corona able to clear the zone, and again, just harassing his opponent with the puck on the penalty kill.
This has been a fantastic kill by the Melbourne Ice.
So Quayle, and they got a few seconds left to kill this penalty. Pass out wide to set up and looking for the tip, but again, just couldn't find the tip on that occasion. So Kulczewski just wearing Toolman like a cheap suit. Got to be careful not to give away another penalty. So it looks like Melbourne Ice they're planning to be just right roll nuisances tonight.
Yeah, there's a definite physical game plan that's been employed by Coach Vigon here. You can see it, it's sort of straying from the usual skill tactics we see from the Ice. They're just buzzing around like mosquitoes in a tropical resort.
And it's a bit something different, probably something that Coach Andrew Petrie may not have been expecting when he was thinking about the Melbourne Ice. So it's always good to do something a little bit different at times.
It's something you usually see from Fridge. These teams are very hard. They're very, they grind. They're actually, they don't give you any space, especially on the spacious surrounds of the O'Brien Icehouse. No one's really had much time except for Salado for the goal.
So McGregor gets out towards Pataki, back towards McGregor. He'll take the line, gets a shot away. Off the shoulder there of James Downey. And the Ice looking for Chris Wong. He gets another chance, just couldn't trap the puck to get a shot away. Still manages to find Matt Armstrong. He flips it up, it's just kept in. Now Bakurana, weak shot, little backhanded attempt by Chris Wong. And Nick Novoselic makes the save, but that was a beautiful setup there from the Melbourne Ice.
It was. It's hard to pinpoint how exactly the Ice want to enter the zone. It's just sort of get the puck in and then we'll figure it out from there. But that's what they've been creating their chances from early. Their first lot of pressure at the start, they just had the puck in there, they held it, and something came from nothing. That's a nice pass down by Caruano. It's unlucky that it's on the wrong side there for the shot, but it still creates that pressure and gets that second guessing going for the Dogs.
So Webster, shot was blocked off the stick of Thomas Manco. Pass looking for Chris Wong, couldn't find him now, battle along the half wall. Webster protects the puck well. Gains possession, pass out wide. The Ice almost set up like they're on the power play. Now calls some penalties for the crowd.
Power play there. That's a trip.
No call forthcoming. Now the Dogs should be able to clear. It's what they can do with it from here. So Manco is out towards Dunwood. He's happy to dump that one in the corner. Leading the foot race will be Webster. He was stripped of the puck, but had plenty of support against Caruano, who's been busy early. Now Alex Stevenson, the remaining third of the Stevenson brothers playing for the Dogs this year.
There can only be one this year, apparently. Just whittle away the Stevensons.
And now Quayle. Quayle for the Dogs. Just working his way through, tries to get a shot away. Scrambling effort there by Downey. He makes the save.
That is fantastic from Quayle. That is some smooth stick handling right there. He's undressed a couple of defenders. The shot at the end has let him down. And you'd expect something better, but I mean, this entry, that's just beautiful.
If anything, I think he may have just ran out of real estate in the
He
end.
has, but he's made Flanagan look pedestrian right there. He may as well have been wearing orange.
There's a witch's hat.
Yes, he was
Not a Mustang, I just want to clarify that.
No. He's already done that once.
Oh, he has too. He's travelled around, hasn't he?
He's been a bit around the league.
But that said, he's going for a personal three-peat of Goodall Cup, so he can't complain too much.
He's not on track at the moment.
And still, season
Very
is young.
early, yes.
So the Ice do win the face-off and are able to clear the zone. Skating onto now will be Daniel Pataki. It's interesting that Fridge has broken up the Pataki-Marino blue line combination this season, which I thought was actually a pretty good line, but more stay at home than offense. Looking for a tip there for Toolman. But Tim Crowder gets out towards McGregor, gets a shot away, but that hits the M logo on James Downey. He'll make the save and we'll have a face-off.
We had a perfect angle from our spot here. That was a beautiful lane for that pass, and maybe a better shot than McGregor might have made more of that. But I mean, you can't allow those passing lanes on the 45 from the corner out to the top of the blue line. You're just asking to be scored on.
Maybe that's one where you look at the players who were there, and maybe McGregor was one they were happy to let them do it. But I wouldn't do it against Quayle by any stretch of the imagination. So shot comes in looking for the tip. Nilly, I think it might have been a tip there that just went wide. Now it's Webster to the slot. And the Dogs are able to clear again. Now Swartz. Kulcheski just skates onto it, traps it, toe drag, and the shot was wide. Shot comes in, and it's a little backhand attempt. What a save by Nick Novosedlak.
That's fantastic. That's what you want to see from your young Aussie goalies.
So Crowder, that's Tim Crowder out wide. Beautiful settlement, another great save. This time it was James Downey, and the two young Aussie goaltenders are lighting it up at the moment.
That's fantastic at both ends. And for me, Downey's is the better save, because that is a beautiful pass across the face of Downey. But he's been able to get across. The push is fantastic here. You'll see it here on the replay. Look at that. That's a great push to instantaneously be in the right position to make sure that that doesn't sneak in at the back post.
Bit of brotherly love there. I'm sure on Mother's Day their mum would be proud.
Oh, yes. There's no infighting in the Crowder house at the moment.
So Quayle lost it, and it's gone out of the zone, so the Dogs will have to set up again. Dylan Quayle up centre ice to Dunwoody. Now it's Ellis Carini who lost it. Quayle on the defensive blue line. Go out wide. Towards Dunwoody, happy to send that one in the corner. Lazzarotto will skate onto it. An awkward pass. Missed its target. Puck spills free. Lazzarotto can recover. Outlet pass eventually finds Hoddick, who's too slick for McGregor on that occasion. He's tied up along the half wall. Pass from one corner to the other. Now Lundgren. Oh, and it's nearly gone horribly wrong for the Ice there as he fanned on his pass. If anything, he caught it at the wrong end. Luckily, Downey was alert.
That nearly ended up on the blooper reel early. That's not what you want right in front of your own net.
So ferocious back chair there by Bremner. Lucky not to give away a penalty in the end. Tillman, rink wide pass. Looking there for Paul Crowder. Wong intercepts. He lost the puck. Webster looking for Armstrong. And here's another chance for the Crowders. But unfortunately, Paul's gone offside before Tim could cross the line. We'll have a face-off.
Got a theory for you. There's the Crowder brothers are in there now. That's why the McGregors had to go. There was going to be too many brothers.
Not the Stevensons.
Yeah, the Stevensons. There was the McGregor brothers as well.
Well, you could change the name to the Sydney Ice Brothers. To the team.
Well, the Byers brothers, neither are playing this year for the Brave as well. There's a dearth of brother pairings out there now.
And no Marcus Wong for the Ice either, so that's another brother pairing that's been split up. So now Armstrong for the Ice. Looking there for Lundgren. Toolman wins the puck. Thought about the wraparound for a sec, but decided against it. Still has plenty of time to play with, but good work by Caruana to break the play up. Now Chris Wong. Goes out wide. Jacob Lundgren. He'll just fire in the corner, allows Mackenzie Kirana to skate onto the puck. He's tied up by Quayle. He's looking for a trailer, but there wasn't one there for him. Back to the point. Lundgren. Pass was blocked. Now he winds up and shoots a real knuckleball. But eventually Novoselak will make the save, and he has looked good in this opening period.
He has. There was a good chance there for Lundgren, but he was a bit slow to react. He was caught on his heels. I don't think he thought he actually had time to get to that puck. The shot took a deflection, but fantastic save by Novoselak. He saw that the whole way. Jason, 2991. Keen to see the Sydney Ice Dogs top line cause havoc. Well, they haven't caused havoc yet. It's been Aiden Salado.
They're looking very dangerous.
They
That's the thing.
The early chemistry is there.
You can see what they're trying to do. Nice win the face-off. But it's Pataki has the puck now. He's lost it. So Swartz for the ice. Out towards Carpenter. Now Webster at the blue line goes out towards Carpenter, fires, shoots, and a glove save there by Novoselak.
I think it's clear to see now that the Ice are definitely trying to get those long shots in, put bodies in front, and try and get the tip going, because at the moment, as we mentioned earlier, the skills maybe not there than what they used to be in the previous years. So just work it round, try and create a lane, see if you can get a shot, get a body in front. There's no bodies in front there. That's half the issue. If you're going to play that game plan, you've got to get the body actually in front.
And it looks like the Ice have settled in the past couple of minutes as well, and they're controlling the play. As Carpenter fires, shoots, Novoselak makes the save, offers a quick rebound, but covers that quickly before Kulcheski could get a stick onto that one.
There's a body in front there, and so it's clear they want someone in front of Novoselak. Cut his vision, see what you can do, get some havoc going in front of the goalie.
Oh, it's modern hockey 101 now.
Oh, yeah.
Getting bodies in front of the goaltender. It works at pretty much at any level.
You look at the 4 teams left in the NHL. It's Tip City right there.
Absolutely. So now it's Carini. So Alice Carini for the Dogs, all backhanded pass. McGregor. Carini again. But just didn't have support, and the Ice have it now. Webster was tied up. And that's going to be an offside call, as unfortunately the puck was a little too slow there for the Melbourne Ice players who were skating through.
Got tied up there. I think the Ice Dogs have slowed a little bit, just taking the foot off the accelerator a little bit. I think they're getting a bit too comfortable. This is not it's not necessarily the best Ice team we've ever seen, but it's not one you can take lightly. You've got to pay the respect still to the M logo. You've got to play to your full potential. When they do, they'll be good. You can't give them half chances.
I'm interested to see what the toll of yesterday's game took out of them as well. That's one advantage of having some pretty good depth in terms of imports. They've got the 5 imports, so you can only play 4. They've gone for, Barters yesterday in goal, in net, and Toolman was out. Now Toolman's in the side. He's got pretty skillful, fresh player to come into the lineup on the second leg of a doubleheader.
We've seen Toolman a little bit, but not as much as I thought we would have, considering that he didn't play yesterday.
Now the Ice. Clear through Graham out towards Chris Wong. He's tied up there by Lachlan Farming, a newly minted Ice Dog during the week.
It was interesting. He was actually on the team sheet for the Bears last Saturday, and it was a late withdrawal.
Now he's an Ice Dog.
And now he's an Ice Dog. I don't know if you could freely cross the...
Oh, and that's just hit the top of the glass too. That was very close.
Very lucky.
To a penalty. And a big save and a big rebound off it there by Downey. And nicely, Mackenzie Caruana was onside. He's going to wait for the trailers. Pass coming in looking for Armstrong. But the Dogs are able to clear as Darcy Flanagan just goes whack without much purpose or thought on that occasion.
It's lazy from Darcy right there. He had time. He could have stopped the puck, put his head up and gone, all right, I can see that that man on that far side is actually coming off to make a change. I'll look at the situation and I'll make a better decision. But he's just looked up, seen a player, gone whack. We've got to stop it and play. Momentum's killed. What are we going to do now?
Yeah, there was not a case that anyone was sort of skating through either. You're moving it quickly because you can see someone's going to...
hello, Marino's going here.
So it looks like I think this might be just too many men call. So there you go. Talking about line changes.
Maybe it was...
So maybe that actually was wise by Mr.
Darcy's
Fleming.
looked up, addressed the situation and caught them too many men.
Well, if that was his idea, we may have to owe him an apology. But the Ice on the power play is going to be a crucial power play as well. Can they score? Webster.
The fridge box is in full effect here.
Now Swartz at the half wall. So Swartz again. Goes out wide. Looking to the slot there. Kucheski. Happy to send that one in the corner. So they're looking for the shot in that middle lane.
It's something that the box penalty kill does provide, but it sort of just draws you into that false sense of security. That
it looks like that might be an offside call.
The fridge box, the beauty of it, and you've seen it for so many years in the teams he's played. The penalty kill has always been so strong because that box penalty kill gives you that false sense of security. I've got the bloke free in the middle. I'll just slide it on through to him and we'll have the shot. And then suddenly you've got three blokes that are zeroing in, and the shot's no longer there, and it's out, it's gone. It's a great tactic that he just drills into his teams. Newcastle did it so well.
So from the face-off, Dogs win it. So McGregor, who just clear it out of heavy traffic, and then now it's Webster out towards Swartz. Swartz, Kucheski, stripped to the puck. Good work there by Powell, gets it back. Along the half wall, sends it back to Webster at the point. Fires, shoots, rebound off the wall. And Tim Crowder to Pataki, he's tied up. And along the half wall, the Ice keep control. Here's a chance, they'll get a shot away. Shot that was blocked by Powell on its way through. Couldn't find a deflection. So Armstrong. I just think Melbourne Ice may have just lost structure. No one there at the point. And Webster gets a shot away. And, well, when you find that man with a bit of space, why not go for that shot?
I think Liam Webster does have the licence. This is a bit of a coming together here. Kulcheski making a bit of a nuisance himself. Daniel Pataki always is. That's his role. The Ice aren't really playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of purpose at the moment. This has been a very slow penalty kill. There hasn't been a lot of purpose to it.
I think they're trying to look for the good opportunity at the moment as opposed to just getting shots on net. Now Graham. Back towards Lundgren. Couldn't trap it cleanly, so probably lost the opportunity to get a shot away. Bremner. Now Quayle, he's tied up. Here's a chance for the Ice. Graham goes out wide. Shot. Look at the tip, and it's in! May have got a tip on the way through, but Melbourne Ice have leveled the scores on the power play. I think that's what they were looking for.
It was. I was about to admonish Todd Graham for not taking the shot because it looked like there was a nice lane for him there. But he's seen
he saw
Lundgren,
an opening.
He's seen Lundgren, and he's gone across. And look at that. He's allowed the three players to come across, and so they're all out of position.
Yeah, he's drawn the opposition, realised actually there really wasn't a good shooting lane.
Yeah.
Passed it out wide. That's actually, that's good setup. That's senior leadership from Todd Graham.
That's heads up. That's good, smart hockey right there, and that's what the Ice need. They need more of their leaders to play good, smart hockey. Maybe not skillful, but good, smart hockey will get you over the line. And they've tied it up just before the end of the first.
Yeah, moments away from the end of the first period. So Lundgren credited with the goal, and that's going to be the end of the first period. That goal for Lundgren was his third of the season in 5 games, so it's a pretty good return. But the end of one period, it is 1-1 between the Sydney Ice Dogs and the Melbourne Ice. Your thoughts, Jeff?
A period that sort of took a little bit to get going. And the Ice Dogs just created something out of nothing. And then it just sort of rolled on for a little bit. It just sort of played out. And then the Ice, they got the penalty for the too many men. You know, Darcy with the heads-up play to play it across. And then on the power play, Todd Graham, a heads-up play, as we saw in the replay, to draw those Ice Dog skaters, make them show their hand. Saw Lundgren across, and that's what you want from your import D-man. On the power play, to be able to execute a shot like that.
Yeah, I think it was almost a period of 2 halves. The Ice Dogs, I think, had much better the first half of the period. They were the one creating opportunities. Their imports looking really dangerous. The Melbourne Ice, I think, defensively improved their structures, so sort of cut off those opportunities or make them more difficult. But all of a sudden then, they were getting possession. They were keeping it in the dog zone. They didn't get a huge amount of shots away, but clearly I think they're starting to move a tactic of not quality over quantity. Yes. And that's what that last goal was. As much as we thought maybe they need to get more shots on, they proved wiser than us. They created an opening, and then you saw the goal.
It was, and it was a beautiful work on the power play to expose something that you can work with that box penalty kill.
So to wrap things up at the end of the first period here at O'Brien Icehouse, it's 1-1 between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Ice Dogs. We'll be back shortly with the second period of play. Welcome back to the O'Brien Icehouse for the second period of this game between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Ice Dogs. It's 1-1 between these two sides in a crucial encounter, particularly for the Ice early season. They've only got 1 win from 4 games so far, so they'll be looking to add some more points to their tally. In the Ice Dogs, well, they're sort of nipping. I think they're currently in 4th place. They're sort of nipping on the heels of the top 3, so they'll be looking to get a positive result out of this one as well, and walk away with potentially up to 5 points out of the weekend road trip.
It's a good weekend if you go to Melbourne and get 5 points. Does the Ice's first win of the year really count because it was against Adelaide? I'm sorry, Eric. I do love Eric. Eternally optimistic, but can you be
You've got to beat what's in front of you, but I'm sure they'd be looking to get a result against a more higher calibre opposition. But here's a chance now for the Dogs. And, well, Tim Crowder to Paul Crowder. He was looking for the tip. It didn't quite come off. And Downey will leave that aside for Jack Carpenter. One of these days I will get used to him wearing number 13 instead of 64. Puck's been turned over. Here's a chance now for the Dogs. Tillman makes a shot.
Oh, no.
Saved there by Downey. It's, well, the Dogs bench went up there. They thought the rebound offer was going to go through, but it didn't. But all of a sudden, the Dogs looking really dangerous to start this period. They've come out breathing fire.
They have. There was a fast start. I mean, Jimmy Downey didn't have much idea about where that puck was. He thought he had it,
But he lost it.
He's laid the puck down, and that's where you get those little tipping goals that really demoralise you early on.
But goaltending's been good tonight.
Goaltending has been quite good. You do have to applaud both young Aussie goaltenders tonight so far.
Now Tillman winds up and shoots, but that shot was wide. Tempted wraparound, puck spills free.
It's interesting, we mentioned Tillman had that shot there. It's more expected, and I was speaking to Sydney Ice Dogs commentator Luke Worthington. He also runs a little podcast on the side there.
Just a little podcast,
The little fifth liners one. They're expecting Grant Tillman to have a bit more of a role in July and August.
Yep.
But he's playing a crucial role here tonight. Being able to have give Bartas a rest.
Yep.
And being able to be that extra import out there to create those opportunities. That's a good shot.
Absolutely. I like the looks of the Dogs imports. They've got a good bunch this year. And this is one of the things that will make them very dangerous if they particularly get good production from their local lines. We saw that Perth last year, that they become really competitive once that local line really started producing an input. And there's another local player, a recruit there, Lachlan Farmy. Got a shot away, but there's been a chance for the Melbourne Ice as Matt Armstrong drives with it, gets a shot away. And it's been saved by Nova Sedlak. I think he might have got that in the armpit. He didn't know where it was for a lot of that journey.
He held on to that. That's incredible. That's a fantastic save. That was something else that was brought up in my chat, was the dearth of local options to really get things going for the Ice Dogs. Your Armstrong.
Yeah, he's got it in the armpits.
He's done fantastic there. That's a great save. It was the lack of that local next level talent to get things going. But we've seen a couple stand up tonight, I must say. And
well, they've got a few good ones. Alice Carini, Salato's already scored tonight, so there's plenty of depth. And considering where they were a few years ago, Alice Carini, I just mentioned, shot was wide. McGregor winds up shoot, that was also wide.
We just mentioned enough of the locals for the Ice Dogs. They'll all get a shot off.
There you go, and Carini gets another shot away. So, okay, looking at the Ice Dogs local players, we've got McGregor. Well, Mango counts as a local now. Ransom, Monahan, I think, counts as a local now. So they'll go get a shift soon.
Dunwoody has been out there a few times making a nuisance of himself. Joel Southgate, 96 there. Let's go Ice Dogs. Let's get another win. Also been an Ice Dog since the Blacktown days. That's a very long time ago.
So from the face-off, Dogs win at Bataki. Gets a shot away. Shot that was blocked. Here's a chance now for Hoddick for the Ice. Little backhanded attempt. Bremner decided against the shot in the end. We'll get it back towards Hoddick. But the Dogs should now be able to clear. So shot from distance, but that's going to be offside. Carini just got a little bit overexcited.
That's poor. That's poor. We also mentioned that tweet was in a puck with the old logo on it. The Ice Dogs have been through a few logos. I don't mind their current logo at the moment.
It's a good one.
I do want to know how the Dog plans to play with his stick in half like that.
Well, against the rules for a start.
Exactly. And has
And
he broken it himself? Because that is a penalty.
Well, it's also not cheap. That's $250. If it was my dog, I'd be contemplating a trip to the vet. Let's just say that much.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Cloppy, no.
Shot there by Crowder. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm too nice. But there would be a doghouse involved, let's just say that much. So Powell, outlet pass, are looking there for Kulchetsky. Now Webster. Good forechecking by the Dogs. Now Quayle. Along the half wall. To Tillman. Out towards Farm. His shot was blocked. Here's a chance now for Powell. On the breakaway, Tommy Powell comes in. And he hits the post and he gets it in! Tommy Powell on the breakaway. Melbourne Ice take the lead. It is 2-1.
The golden locks of Tommy Powell flying down the middle of the O'Brien Icehouse. Well, they're a bit shorter than these days, but I mean, that's vintage Tommy Powell right there. And he hasn't done too many moves either. You see so many blokes in this position, they'll overplay the puck. Tommy says, 1, 2, bang. Over your pad, underneath your glove. It's a great place to score.
And could someone please make a health check on Lachlan Bell down the bell? And his head may have exploded with excitement with that one.
There was a Tommy Powell jersey doing the rounds during the intermission.
Oh, that value's gone up. Now Lundgren for the Eyes. Flies in general direction there of Nova Sedlak. So Salado just couldn't trap the puck. It's going to be a foot race. He'll get there first, ahead of Graham, but Graham just bumps him off the puck. Lundgren there in support. Pass trapped there by Bataki, just left it behind. Armstrong picks it up now for the Ice. Couldn't work his way through the Ice Dogs defence. There was about 3 of them. Shot there by Marino. A rare shot there by Marino as well. Not renowned as a shooter, but it was a pretty good shot. You should probably do more of it based on that evidence.
Had a bit of zip on it.
So outlet pass now by the Ice. The licence being waved off to McGregor. Gets it out.
There's a bit of speed from Manco. You don't usually see that these days.
That is true. Carini. Chopped down by the Melbourne Ice defence. Haven't been able to clear the zone though. Dylan Quayle. Quayle using his size to protect the puck. He's done well. He'll get it back out towards Farm. He winds up, shoots. Mungo gets it back. Tight angle shot. Ice should be able to clear. Trapped beautifully there by Dunwoody. Now Farmy happy to send that one back into the corner. It's going to be a foot race getting there first. Well, the Dogs will get it. That's Dunwoody to Munko. And it's going to be cleared away now by Joyce for the Eyes. Chuck him. That might have hit the side of the pipe.
Something's hit the post there. It's a good ping if you're a Dogs fan right there.
Now Bremner. To Carini. Now Quayle has time to play with. He'll go rink wide pass out towards Lachlan Farmy. Decides to send that one in the corner, avoiding contact there from Liam Webster. Flanagan's there for the Ice as well. Now Webster, happy to play that one off the boards. Dogs able to keep it in. Quayle, he's done well, but in the end, it's managed to trickle out of the zone, so the Dogs will have to set up again, but they do maintain control of the puck.
Quayle's fought off about 3 blokes there to maintain that puck. That's just fantastic work.
Well, he's got the size, the strength, and being a defenseman, he's got a longer stick as well, so that's what he played with. That
He's taller than Tillman. I don't think I'd ever see the day where I saw someone be taller than Grant Tillman on the Ice Dogs roster.
And you can see there Tom Munro, who's the backup goaltender for the Melbourne Ice. He got a full-time gig. Of course, he's acted as sort of the local ring-in for the Perth Thunder, and I think the CBR Brave in seasons past. Hasn't got on the...
No, I don't think he play game. There was another local that played for the Brave last year against the Mustangs.
Might have been. Well, it could have well been with Tommy, but he's got a gig, and it would be interesting to see if he managed to get some ice time this year with a delay in Sebastian Anderson making his Melbourne Ice debut.
The Ice were very excited to make that announcement and to coax him across from Adelaide. Is he the missing piece?
It could well be.
Missing final piece of this Ice team, because they've come into this game quite well.
That said, Downey's performances have been pretty good so far, it should be saying there. Paul Crowder goes out wide. This is a beautiful setup for the Dogs, but in the end just couldn't find Tim Crowder to finish it off. So he's chopped down by Powell. Taki's there for the Dogs.
What a turn.
Beautiful turn, as you said, Jeff, there by Tim Crowder. Just line up, shoot. Shot, though, was blocked. So Paul Crowder. Crowder gets in the middle lane. Got a shot away, but it's been turned over. Here's a chance now for Melbourne Ice. So Webster taking the page road that goes for a shot. He scored! Top shelf at Liam Webster. Melbourne Ice lead 3-1.
The captain winds the clock back to a younger version of himself, and he's just lifted it over the blocker shoulder of Novosedlak there. It's an entry where he sort of just created his own space and time, and you'll notice that it was the new bloke today called Cheshki. He comes in at the back and sort of creates that misunderstanding between the defenders here. Crowder goes across to him, and it's a beautiful shot. But I reckon Novosedlak goes down just a smidgen too early.
I think he fooled. I don't think Webster fooled the Ice Dogs. I thought he was looking for the pass as well, but then he decided to go for the shot. He saw an opening, and that's the second goal he's got for the weekend. And actually, it's the third goal he's got for the weekend. Two of them almost identical in terms of hitting the top shelf. Now Quayle for the Dogs, looking to do it on his own. Downey makes the save from the shot. Stevenson. Now the Ice should be able to clear through Armstrong. Happy to retreat first, then pass out second to Chris Wong. Now to Caruana. Gets a shot away. Pad save there by Novosedlak. Bit of a scrambling in defence there by the Dogs. And it's in! Chris Wong picks up the crumbs, shoots, scores. It's 4-1. The Melbourne Ice are on fire.
The horn length lets you know that the Ice and the fans feel like this one's back. This is not just vintage William Webster. This is vintage Ice. This is just coming down, creating havoc. I mean, the entry is just fantastic. But where are the Ice Dogs defenders? There's only three back there. There's the one behind the net, and Wong just floats in, easy as you like.
I think that play actually was the rebound that sort of unsettled the Ice Dog defence. Instead of going in the corner, it just got right in that awkward spot. The Ice Dog defence were a little bit out of position, but they just lost their structure. The Melbourne Ice swooped. And, well, this is some of the Melbourne Ice we've kind of grown to expect from them over the years, just with some different names thrown in there for a good measure. Now Armstrong. Out wide pass is a good one to Caruana. Gets a shot away. Novosedlak makes the save with the pads. There'll be no rebound on this occasion. But for mine, Jeff, the Melbourne Ice, where they're really set up, particularly in this period, probably from halfway through the first period, is their structure and defence has been really good. The Ice Dogs they're trying to play their game. They're trying to find the holes, but the Melbourne Ice defence has been actually pretty good. And then they're punishing on the counter. It's a counter punch.
The Tommy Powell goal was a breakaway on the counter, but there's belief. And you can do all the tactics and have all the systems, but at the end of the day, half of what you win in hockey is through belief and actually trusting that you can actually get the puck from one end of the ice, create the play, and get the goal.
One thing Brad Vigon's probably shown over the journey as a coach with Mustangs and the Australian team is if you buy in, he gets you believing in the system and in each other.
Well, the Mustangs 2014 was just belief throughout the whole year.
But now the Dogs have it. So it's a battle along the half wall. Flanagan there for the Ice by the looks of it, but the Dogs should have it. Now Farmy is getting a fair bit of ice time. At the Bears wasn't getting a huge amount, so he's certainly making an impression on his new side early. He's looked pretty solid so far.
You've got to wonder what the Ice Dogs, and to a lesser extent Fridge, have seen in Farmy that Ron Kaprowski and the Bears haven't.
So Quayle. He's driving towards the net as well. Tight angle shot, looking for the rebound. And Crowder, that was Paul Crowder. In fact, it was Tim Crowder, I think it was, getting that shot away. One of the Danny has it covered. Eventually, if you just throw enough names out, you'll get the right
just
one.
Just spin
eventually.
the Crowder wheel and see which one it lands on. The Ice Dogs have replied well, but it shouldn't take 4 straight goals for you to finally switch back on. I said midway through that first period, they're taking things a bit easy here. You need to respect the ice. There's been no respect shown. Now they've shipped 4 and they're down 4-1. Away from home, that 5-point weekend has now suddenly turned into 2.
So Quayle along the half wall, pinched there by Swartz.
Haven't seen much of Jesse Swartz tonight.
No, he's had a relatively quiet night, which is probably a bit of a worry if you're the Dogs, because he could even light it up in the remainder of this game. There's a bit more in the tank for the Melbourne Ice all of a sudden. And we're going to have a penalty call for the slash.
It's called on Powell there. The usual look of Tommy Powell of, I'm innocent. I did not do that.
And this is a crucial power play coming up for the Sydney Ice Dogs.
This is a must goal. There's no four ways about it. If they don't score here, you struggle to see how they can really get a foothold back in.
Well, even if they just need a strong power play, something that changes the momentum of the game, and that clearly was something that was behind play as well. They're frustrating as a coach. Yeah. It wasn't really even in the active play. So
4-1 up. If they do get a goal and it switches momentum.
Tim Cranter fires and shoots, and that was right in the Melbourne Ice logo of James Downey, who makes the save.
It's a good save, but I mean, you can't allow that. You can't allow someone to step in off the blue line and make that shot. You're asking for trouble. That's hockey 101 as well.
So from the face-off, won by the Dogs. Tim Crowder to Quayle, gets a shot, and clearing up his own rebound there was James Downey.
It's funny, a game I did for the Brave a few years ago where Jimmy Downey was playing for the Bears. One of the cries from the bench was, help Jimmy out with the rebounds, boys. Jimmy Downey doesn't really give many rebounds out these days, so you don't have to help Jimmy out with the rebounds because they're not there.
Yeah, well, he was only about 16 at the time. Young goaltender, but he's a real exciting prospect. I'm a big fan of his.
He's
so Crowder,
taken over.
Another rebound offered, but that went out towards the corner. So Tim Crowder to Toolman. This is a nice up by the Dogs. Another great save there by Downey. And, the old adage about your goaltender being your best penalty killer has certainly come true so far.
He's doing fantastic out there, Jimmy Downey. He's grown over the 3 years that he's really had active service in this league. Last year was a tough year for him, making that move from Sydney down to Melbourne and sort of being thrust into the limelight of an Ice team that was trailing away and stuff was happening. He wasn't really the reason why they were losing so many games.
Goaltending wasn't Melbourne Ice's problem last year. There was a lot of other problems, but goaltending was the one of them. Him and Mikey James, I thought, did pretty well. Now Quayle. Sides against the shot.
James.
Now Quayle as well fires, shoots, and another save there by Downey.
Interesting to note here, the Ice aren't really putting a lot of pressure on the shots. They're allowing the shots to come in and sort of just saying, we trust in you, Jimmy, make the save.
Well, he's looking good, and sometimes you just need to give your goaltender the sight. So if they're going to be firing from the point, if the goaltender can see it, good chance they'll save it. Here's a chance now for Paul Crowder.
That's a chance you don't want to give up too many times.
So Paul Crowder. Out towards Toolman.
Ooh.
So Toolman looking there towards Crowder. The shot was blocked. There's another chance for the Dogs right at the top of the crease.
Fantastic.
And Downey saves the day once again. Now the Dogs are finding a way through the Melbourne Ice defence and the penalty kill.
There's holes opening up. There's players at the back. You don't want to leave players alone at the back on the penalty kill because chances are one of them will be alone. There's too many chances here for the Ice to keep this lead like this, and that's fantastic passing. They're getting players in the way. Chris Wong sort of broke the chance half up there, but you just can't allow too many chances.
Well, it looks like the Dogs are playing the tactic, get across the crease and force Downey to move by the passing across over his crease, but Downey so far actually, he's not moving too much, which in the circumstances is actually pretty good. So Tim Crowder now driving towards the net. He's forced out wide there by Carpenter. Downey made another save. Shot was blocked. Webster and Toolman. Webster able to clear for the Ice, and Quayle will swoop on the puck. Concede some territory to Salado. I think just glide that one down. Chance now for Paul Crowder. Now getting another pass to the slot, but the Ice are able to clear. And Novoselic will get that out towards Tim Crowder. Here's a chance now for Quayle. Finds a bit of space, and I think Downey may have just got a bit of that, but I think it was also going way too high. But a great chance for the Dogs. All of a sudden, they're finding their tempo. Penalty has been killed, though. Here's a chance for Toolman.
Oh, my words! Whoa. James Downey, stand up and be noticed.
And Downey makes the save, and I'm glad you picked that one up because it was just outside of my field of vision.
And again, the kid's on fire. Don't worry about helping Jimmy out with the rebounds, boys. Just give him the centre stage. Give him the spotlight. He is taking the game by the scruff of the neck, and he's making sure the Ice... That's just amazing. He puts the blocker out and just packs it away. He does it like there's nothing in it either.
He is on fire at the moment. The past couple of minutes have been probably some of the biggest minutes he's played in this league.
He's getting no help from his D-man.
Dogs certainly should have scored in that power play in the moments afterwards if it wasn't for Downey. So now Lazzarotto clears it out towards Flanagan. Just flips that one up high into the corner. Now Hoddick tied up by Dunwoody. So Thomas Manco up against Joyce. Carini there in support for the Dogs.
Is it me or is Manco playing a lot lower on the ice today? He seems to be pinching in quite a lot.
Well, he's playing as a forward at the moment because they've got Pataki and McGregor out there. So
True. That would be why he's playing a lot lower than what we're used to. Well, he's getting himself in places that you don't usually see him in. He showed the speed again.
No, he has looked good. He's plenty of speed. And
you mentioned that the Ice Dogs, they'd be happy with a dominant power player that sort of created momentum. But I mean, after that,
it was interesting that they did look good, but there was a guy between the pipes who was even better. The Dogs win the face-off. Quayle now forced to cycle back. Rink wide pass to Toolman. Shoots, and well, a beautiful setup there by the Sydney Ice Dogs. They reduced the margin to 4-2. That was a thing of beauty.
That was nice. It was also too easy. The setup was too easy for the Ice Dogs there, and they finally unlocked them. And I mean, you give them enough chances, and they're going to get that tap in at the back. It's a beautiful pass. It's just superlative. But I mean, you've got to be tighter in the lanes. We're going to see it here. We're going to work it around. Beautiful pass, but I mean,
that was a deliberate pass there for Tim Crowder.
What's Webster doing? Your man's sitting at the back post, chapping it in.
I know that it's not the biggest Melbourne Ice crowd in tonight, but you could literally hit a pin drop with that. Don't know if they were just in awe or disappointed. So now Quayle. And Downey makes the save.
There wasn't much celebration from the Ice Dogs either. I think there was a bit of confusion from everyone about, has that actually entered the net?
Was it confusion or was it relief that they finally found a way through James Downey? It's after what they couldn't get through him before.
No, they couldn't. He's a literal wall at the moment.
So from the face-off, the Ice do have it. To Toolman, tied up by Carpenter. But that last goal keeps the Dogs very much in it. All of a sudden, it's only a 2-goal game. So Kulcheski drives in. Gets a shot away. Novosedlak with the save.
Now there was a nice juicy rebound. He had to reach out in front of himself. There was no one really following in there for the Ice for the secondary opportunity. And Novosedlak, that's not the first one of these he's given up either. It's a beautiful work through there. Farmy's just reaching a little bit. You've got to trap those, Novosedlak. Powell comes in, but he comes in too late, and Schwartz had already, committed far too far. He was down below the goal line.
So face-off has been won by the Ice. Graham happy to send that one into the corner. Attempted little tip. Again, the Ice just trying to stuff it in. Wong is denied there by Novosedlak. And we'll have a face-off.
Classic Pataki hug to the ground there. He's a very caring D-man, is Daniel Pataki. He doesn't take you to the ice very hard. It's a loving, caring, we're just going to lay down right here. Here it is.
And see, I'm not going to give away a penalty just to smack you down.
Just, look at this, look at this.
Although
down we go.
Probably was a hold.
A bit of help from McGregor as well. Who says fridge teams are too rough?
So now Lundgren for the Ice gets out towards Kuarana. Pass missed its target. Still Kuarana can swoop on the puck. Everyone's back on side. Pass out wide. Here's a nice setup for the Ice. Wong gets a shot away. Decides to go top shelf, but it was a little high. Now Wong again gets another shot away.
Vertical pad save there from Novosedlak.
So battle behind the boards won by Wong for the Ice. It's out towards Graham. Just cycles along the half wall. Try to get out towards Wong. And I think then
it's a crease violation.
Yeah.
A couple of times Jacob Lundgren was open at the top of the blue line and Graham's decided to go back down low. It's interesting that it's worked once, the pass to Lundgren, and he just doesn't seem to want to use it again. The game's sort of shifting again. There's Anders over in Sweden there. 7 a.m. in Malmo, Sweden. Missed 2 periods, but have to follow my ice. A cup of tea and a good morning to you all. Yes, good morning, Anders.
Yes, it's
Wouldn't mind a cup of tea.
Well, the earlier starts probably don't help our Swedish viewers. Let's be honest, what are they getting up at? Might be what, 6 o'clock in the morning game start there?
About that.
So Quayle. Out towards Toolman, flip that one up high. Sure, Anders enjoying his pickled herrings.
Did saying Quayle remind you of the birds, did it?
No, just pickled herrings, Anders. Now, Crowder. That was Tim Crowder just trying to work his way through. Paul Crowder's also there for the Ice Dogs. Farmy keeps it in. Out towards Toolman. Now Quayle pinching in. Little wraparound attempt. But no one there inside the hash marks, and it's going to be cleared away now by the Melbourne Ice. Bremner. Forced out wide, tied up in the corner there by Farmy. Bremner gets it back. Farmy wearing him like a cheap suit. And he's looking to clear the zone. Ice still in control of the park. Pass back out towards Webster. Already has one tonight. Here's another shot away, and a late pad save there by Nova Sedlak. Now Paul Crowder. Fires out wide. I think Webster got a stick onto that one. Broke the play up, and the Ice are able to clear.
2-on-1.
Kulcheski. Powell's there in support. Decides against the pass, gets a shot away. And Nova Sedlak had that one covered.
Selfish play there. Should have gone across to Powell.
Now Crowder. That's Paul Crowder, a little backhanded shot. Couldn't find a way through. And that is the end of 2 periods. One that was, for the most part, dominated by the home side. They lead 4-2.
It's an Ice we haven't seen for a while, and it's an Ice that I think this smallish crowd are actually happy they've turned up to watch, because it was dominant. It was a team that sort of took the attitude that we know we can play good hockey, and we're going to go out there and we're going to play good hockey, and you're just going to stand there and take it. Yeah,
good defensive structure from the Ice, backed up by some extremely good goaltending from James Downey as well. So to wrap things up at the end of 2 periods, it is the home side, the Melbourne Ice. They lead the Sydney Ice Dogs 4-2. Looks like we're set for a cracking final period. We'll be back shortly with the 3rd period of play. Welcome back to the O'Brien Icehouse for the third period of play in this match between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Ice Dogs. It's the Ice who lead 4-2. Vintage stuff from the Melbourne Ice, but this game still very much open with the talent the Ice Dogs have. And I was actually talking to Richard Stevens, the Dogs team manager, during the break there, Jeff, and one thing he'd point out is the Dogs probably too many shots were going into the logo James Downey. As good as Downey was, they probably weren't getting the killer shots, and they really need to play the corners a bit more.
You've got a team of really good shots here. The Crowders have really impressed me with their ability to get a decent shot off, but the location is not good. And they're also trying to shoot through, I think, too many people as well. Just be smarter with your shot.
So Quayle now for the Dogs. So they'll be looking to make a statement early in this one. Because 2-goal lead, the most dangerous in hockey. And well, there you go, case in point. The Dogs bring it down to 1.
That is a beautifully placed shot. Well set up by Quayle as well. He just glides along the ice beautifully. And he just sort of lulls your defence into a false sense of security. Oh, yeah, he's gone. We don't need to worry about him. Bang. The pass comes back in. The shot's off, and there's not much Downey could do about that. We can talk him up all we want, but, I mean, you're not going to say these much. This is beautiful right here. And what a shot by Crowder.
And what was it? In the corner.
Tim Crowder. Fantastic. Tell you what, that's his 5th goal of the year, Timmy Crowder.
But the last 2 goals the Dogs have scored have shown just the talent this line has for the Dogs and how dangerous they are. With limited opportunities, as far as those clear chances, they made them pay. Quayle now comes in and scores! Well, the imports for the Dogs are lighting it up all of a sudden out of nowhere. Within 35 seconds, it's all square.
2-goal lead, no goal lead. That is that the Ice have the Ice. Should we just go and check if the Ice have actually come out of the rooms at the start of the third? Because they've fallen asleep, but they've allowed Quayle to just walk in over the blue line and just do a little bit of a do-si-do around and then go back. I mean, look at what's going on there. Lundgren pinches in far too far. Downey can't get across. I mean, that's not good play from your import defenseman right there. That is a horrible read, and he's allowed a better D-man to step around him and tie this hockey game up. You need to be better.
Great hockey by the Dogs, not good hockey from the Ice. The best way to summarise this, all of a sudden, it's all square here at the O'Brien Icehouse. So Salato.
Oh,
now
no.
Carini. Puck spills free.
The Ice need to wake up, and they need to wake up now, or this game could get away from them.
And that would be an all too familiar sight from what we saw from the Melbourne Ice last year.
The third period breakdown has begun again, and it's begun early.
Well, it started early, but there's plenty of time to recover, Jeff. Don't count those chickens just yet.
We covered too many Ice games last year, and I think it was maybe 3, where they dropped the bundle late. They've turned it over again here.
Well, here's a chance now again for Carini. The Melbourne Ice, Graham nearly tipped that in.
Word.
Just looking a little bit disorganised in defence at the moment, the home side. Flipped out. And that will be an icing call, but in the circumstance, it might not be a bad thing for the Melbourne Ice.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm not going to profess to be the greatest ice hockey coach ever or have ever coached a game myself, but I'd almost look at maybe calling a timeout soon. Just to sort of go, all right, reset, let's start the third again. Anders, don't make fun of my pickled herring, Michael, or I'll send you a big can of Surströmming.
I don't know what that is. I'll check Google later, but I'm sure it's
Maybe don't.
I may not like it soon. Ice Dogs win the face-off. Quayle along the half wall. On the blue line. Little backhand attempt, and it's in!
Wowee!
The Ice Dogs, in the space of less than 2 minutes, have gone from 4-2 down to 5-2 in front.
Me, oh my, yes, boy. I did enjoy that beautiful stretch of passing from the Sydney Ice Dogs, and it started with Quayle again. The pass diagonal across the face. Look at this. Look at this, bang. And the behind-the-back pass, Crowder to Crowder. That is spectacular. This game has been flipped on its head and dumped into the ground.
So Quayle, who's been the superhero so far for the Ice Dogs in this third period, unfortunately that pass only found Hoddy.
And this is what we thought the Ice Dogs could do. And this is what they haven't done for a period and a half. Where has this Ice Dogs been team all night?
I suspect there may have been a fridge spray in there somewhere.
Oh, jeez. We did leave the commentary box for a little bit. We may have missed the comm box rattling a little bit.
And Hoddick scores, so it's back to all square. Less than 3 minutes, and so far we have had 4 goals in this period.
Well, spoken wildly about how good the goalies have gone, and now they're just getting lit up. And this is not Nova Sedlak's fault either. I mean, another great Aussie youngster there in Sam Hoddick. It's a poor pass. You can't be doing that. That's a great shot, but I mean, that is a horrific pass. Who on earth do you think you are trying to pass the puck from your own corner when you've got no one there to help you out? You've sold your goalie up the river.
Jeff, now you do traffic reports. I want you to deliver a traffic report like that when there's an accident on the mic.
That's just horrific. What are you thinking? My word.
But that said, Hoddick had plenty of time to play with and buried it, and sometimes you can have too much time. Now it's Kulcheski. Kulcheski looking there towards Swartz. Again, the player's been fairly quiet so far. That actually, I thought they went into the Dogs bench. It hit Jake Burgess, who just popped it back in.
Bench goalies are now wild. Offside here.
I'll tell you what, Burgess nearly made a glove save, which would actually be one more glove save than the two out there have done so far this period.
This has been a crazy start to the third. I don't think I've seen many in this in my time in the AIHL. But it's just everyone wants a goal at the moment. You get a goal. You get a goal.
I think I did a game, was one of the Fox games, Adelaide and the Mustangs, where it was 4-4 after about 5 minutes in the first period.
Just ridiculous.
But it's pretty crazy at the moment. Kurana trying to join the party.
He's had a good night, Kurana.
He has, actually. And that was a little high, so we nearly had another one on there. Now Lundgren fires, shoots, and Nova Sedlak makes the save.
What's the save? We haven't seen one yet. I mean, realistically, both teams, I think, need to sort of just breathe and just go, all right, it's been a bit wild, it's been a bit crazy, we're 4 minutes in, it's a tie game. Let's just reset. Oh, that's taken a deflection off
deflection there.
That's unlucky there.
And just went wide, actually. That could have been an own goal, which is probably the only thing we're missing so far. So now it's Paul Crowder for the Dogs. Out wide is a good setup. Out towards Tim. He'll wait for the trailer. Tries to get a pass away, but that may have got a deflection on the way through. In fact, it did. And, well, a member of the crowd in Bay 1 has collected a souvenir.
Frozen vulcanised rubber disc is going their way.
You make it sound so cool.
I do. I try. I mean, you can't allow Crowder that much time and space over the far side. Oh, he's so nice. He's been dishing out the assists all night. He's now dished out an assist to a fan. There you go. Everyone leaves happy. Goals, souvenirs, action packs.
So face off, and it's won by the Dogs. So Tim Crowder. And a tip there and a save by Downey. Again, I was half expecting that pass to go to the point, and all of a sudden he's decided to go to the crease, and that's the talent, the danger of the Dogs. They can just do those things that surprise defences.
That's how they got their first goal here, as we see something from Joel Southgate 96. All I can say is this game is awesome. Come on, Ice Dogs, let's get this win. Well, we thought they were done and dusted. And suddenly they're well back in it.
Absolutely, it's all square, and of course this league now has 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime, I should say. Which we saw yesterday here at O'Brien Icehouse with the Dogs and the Mustangs.
The Mustangs have played it twice. We're still yet to see a goal.
So Quayle for the Dogs. So Paul Crowder out towards Toolman. Toolman looking there for Crowder. Now Paul Crowder will leave it for Kulcheski. So Swartz. Just delayed, trapping the puck. He's trapped along the half wall. No one in support. The Ice, I think, may have been making a line change at the time. Tillman flips it up high. Here's a chance now for Paul Crowder. Has a bit of space to work with. Drives towards the net. Gets a shot away. But Danny had that one covered.
It's end-to-end stuff here right now.
And, well, that's...
bit too end-to-end.
Yes, bit too end-to-end. I think it was called offside, so...
I admonished an Ice player earlier for not crossing the puck over with the 2-on-1 breakaway, but I think you couldn't blame Grant Tallman for taking the shot there as a W2F, a non-pencil. So the Dogs are trailing by 2. Then I show up. Suddenly the game is tied. Coincidence. Also, hi again from San Jose. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
What, are you a Blues fan, eh?
No, I'm an Avalanche fan.
Oh, okay.
That was bad call.
But yes, I think it might be coincidence, or you've got some special powers. But it's always good to have viewers from across the world. Tell you what, you've seen some pretty special period of hockey so far.
It's been one of those classic AIHL where anything goes periods, and we've got a penalty coming up here as well, it looks like.
Against the Melbourne Ice. Against Darcy Flanagan.
Penalty to Darcy Flanagan. There's something we haven't seen before. He's a good young defenseman. I know I've said a couple of things. He's a great young talented defenseman. He just needs to clean his game up a little bit because he can take some penalties at times that are just a little bit... I mean, he's just that's a late hit, and that's what it is. It's that new late hit rule. He doesn't need to go into the corner and do it. You can see it off to the side there. He doesn't need to finish the check because there's no check there to finish.
Still not a huge fan of this late check rule, I'm going to be honest, but we'll see how long it hangs around for.
I think the players, it'll take some time for the players to get used to not being able to finish a check that's not there.
So Crowder, Toolman. Paul Crowder gets it out towards Toolman. Tim Crowder back towards Quayle.
Oh.
And the play's been broken up.
Some nice passing, and it's just sort of dribbled off the stick.
It's a big power play and a big penalty kill coming up from the Ice. Of course, last time in the second period, Danny really stood up, but he's had some troubles in this third period. This could be another moment for him. And, well, coming in the trailer, his shot just was a little wide, but a nice setup, a great save, but the rebound's offered, and the Ice Dogs take the lead back.
Help Jimmy out with the rebounds, boys.
So Aiden Salado gets his second.
He doesn't give up many, but he's been able to give up one there, and there's an Ice player in the vicinity here. He just stands and watches. I don't think he's actually ready for the opportunity of the rebound to try and clear that one away. You're on the penalty kill. You can just whack it down the ice. The initial tip at the back there, it's done well to cover that across. But, I mean, it's Lundgren again.
Well, you got Armstrong's not even facing the play.
It's a breakdown and a half right there.
So, yeah, that was a complete defensive breakdown from the Melbourne Ice, and the Dogs capitalise. They're back in front. So, Paul Crowder, but that's offside.
I don't want to go too hard on Lundgren there, but if you're being brought in as an import D-man, you need to do better.
I just think it was across the board. That was just a breakdown of the system, and that would be really frustrating for Brad Vigon.
You've tied this game back up after going down 5-4, after leading 4-2.
Yeah, that power play goal was a little easy. So now, back to 5-on-5, and the Ice are a goal down. Can they find a way back into it? Shot comes in, that hits the side of the net. I think got the crowd here just a little bit excited there for half a second. Got me excited for a little half a second. Now Quayle, he takes the line. So now it's a Toolman, comes in, shoots. Another chance for the Dogs. Downey has that one covered still. There was a rebound offered. And Webster flips that one up high over the head of Armstrong. Armstrong against Quayle. Armstrong's done well for the Eyes. Caruana comes in. Hits a pass. No, in fact, he goes for it himself. Should have gone for the pass in the end. And Nova Sedlak makes the save.
I think he just held onto the puck a little bit too long there, Caruana. He's come across the front, and Nova Sedlak's in position A1. And he tries to just go back around him. You'll see it here. He could get the pass across to Webster, and then Webster sort of gets in his way. He just puts it straight in the pad. He's wanting to try and put it more towards that post. He just loses the handle a bit too much. And it's a reset.
So face off. Thomas Manko has it now for the Dogs. They should be able to clear the zone.
2-on-1 here.
So Ransom with the shot.
I don't know if Ransom
Danny couldn't take the puck hostage.
I don't know if Ransom actually knew he had a friend in the zone with him.
It's probably his first shift for the night.
We've got to get his stats up.
So now there's a chance for Powell for the Eyes. He fires, shoots, and Nova Sedlak makes the save.
He's going to make those saves, Nova Sedlak. You know, he may not be a name-worthy goaltender in this league, but he is a decent goaltender, and he's going to make those saves. You can't just waltz into the zone, glide in, and take that shot, unless you're going to try and rip it top cheese.
I think Nick Nova Sedlak, I think with this game, he might have equalled or beaten his most appearances in a season so far in his career.
He's obviously doing something right in front of Fridge.
Just the lack of opportunity, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's got the opportunity now.
He might have a few more opportunities going forward by the looks of it.
A good chance to really cement a spot as, not just for this season, but ongoing as number one goaltender for the Ice Dogs. Here's a chance out for the Ice. And great work there by Nova Sedlak.
How have they not scored the Ice there? They've unlocked the gate. And they've failed to go in.
That play was almost like what we've seen from the Ice Dogs so far tonight. Now Powell will take the line, fires, shoots. Rebound off in the save of the pads there of Nova Sedlak. Julkiewski is caught in the corner there. Scrum forms. Another player there, Farmi or Kulcheski, want to actually move the puck along. I'll be interested to see how long the referees tolerate this. But eventually the Ice get it. Webster. Well, he's passed. Put an opposition stick. Caruana couldn't get a clean shot away. And it's been turned over now. Toolman. He'll steady the ship for the Dogs, but in the way there was Swartz. Intercepted the pass. Webster. And Caruana, stretch pass, looking for Armstrong, intercepted by Quayle. Caruana just laid the body in.
Last couple of shifts from Caruana have been fantastic. He's really trying to take this game on.
He's brought a lot of energy tonight, and he's looked really good.
Here he goes again.
So Caruana out wide, out towards Chris Wong. Now Webster fires, shoots. Shot was blocked, puck spills free. But eventually, I think the referee may have lost sight of it, and we'll have a face-off with 11:29 remaining.
It's something the Ice Dogs have sort of tried to do in this third period is not only out skill, but they've also brought the energy again, because it was just the Ice that were providing that energy and that spark. But Caruana's really lifted it here. It's an initial block shot there by Webster and Bataki. Bataki may have...
Inopportune time to go and pick up your stick, but...
not the greatest vision there.
Now the Ice have it. Shot comes in.
Slido's tried to block that shot with his helmet.
Dangerous, would be fair to say. Not the interest yell. Now Alice Carini trying to get out towards Dunwoody. David Dunwoody, the Dogs veteran. So Bremner swooping on it now for the Ice. Happy to send that one in the corner. The hard dump, and swooping on that one there was Sam Hoddick. This is a nice setup. Shot, though, was saved by Nova Sedlak as Bremner just didn't get all of that.
Jonathan Bremner, you are better than that. He admonished himself. He admonished his stick. He admonished the Ice.
It was an opportunity loss. I think he may have got a bit of the toe, or actually the heel of the stick. Looking at that,
he's got nothing clean of that. The eyes have lit up. You can see the headlines now. Bremner scores his first goal for the Ice. He's tied it up, and he's not put it straight to the glove.
So battle along the half wall. So Swartz and Kulcheski makes the save, and then just a little bit of extracurriculars there.
I think that'll get any grades. The Ice are creating some great A1 chances right now. They're really working in hard. And I mean, they're getting in behind as well. Quayle loses control there. And it's only lucky that Manko, who seems to have moved into a D-man position now, was able to get across and sort of half make himself a nuisance there, because it was going to turn dangerous very quickly.
I think that's one of the adjustments that Fridge made during the period break. I tell you what, he was on the bench making a lot of lengthy considerations. And it's worked out very well for the Dogs. That's going to be an offside against the Melbourne Ice.
Is he maybe the smartest coach we've got in this country?
I think he is. He's got great results. A great hockey brain.
He's just a great bloke to sit down with and go, let's just talk a bit of hockey for a little. And I've had a couple of chats with him. I haven't been able to have a lengthy chat. But when you do have a talk to him, his knowledge of the game is second to none. It's what you want from your coach, I guess.
Well, it'd be very handy.
But it's beyond what I reckon we've got in this country from a local standpoint.
Oh, we've got
He has that next level. I mean, we've got another one there in Brad
two of the
Vigon
best.
and Brent Laver there as well.
Yeah, he's got some, actually on both these sides, he's got some good hockey knowledge, actually.
I say that like we have a dearth of decent coaches, but I mean, Rob Stark has proved himself well with the Brave, Ron Kaprowski for the Bears, Dave Ruck for the Thunder.
So from the face-off, won by the Dogs, Quayle will go rink wide out towards Thomas Manko, happy to dump that one into the corner. And now Webster for the Ice. He plays that off the boards. There's danger for the Ice, but Toolman couldn't get a clean pass away. Now the Dogs through Toolman. Cycling behind the net. Just trying to create a hole in the Melbourne Ice defence. Paul Crowder, Tim Crowder got a shot away. He's well wide. Chesky, he's tied up. Managed to clear the zone.
It's almost boogie board ridden play out there.
Now Toolman, well, that's the second pass he's muffed on when he needed to deliver.
Oh.
And Toolman will make a line change. Doesn't look like he's entirely happy with himself. Now Swartz.
Stick as well has Toolman. It's laying dormant just in front of the blue
That might
line.
explain why the passes weren't coming off. So Powell now for the Ice. Waits with the trailer and just having a bit of a hack at that one with Swartz. Couldn't make contact. So Graham keeps it in for the ice. Pass back out towards Graham.
Oh, no.
Good work there by Nova Sedlak.
It's just snuck through, though. He did look a little bit nervous.
Now Armstrong. Kept in by Lundgren. Gets a shot away. Was well high. Way too high in the end. So Graham finds Armstrong in the corner. Gets it to Graham. Pinching in. Chance for the ice. Still in control of the puck. Shot comes in. Nova Sedlak, I think, made the save, but the rebound offered. And now Alex Stevenson looking to clear for the Dogs. Along the half-wall ice. Keep it in. Swartz. Shot wide, looking for the rebound off the boards. Now Lundgren to Graham. This fires looking for a deflection. There really wasn't much enough. Oh, still in control of the puck. Armstrong shoots. The shot was wide, and Farmy looking to clear for the Dogs. Hasn't been able to. Good work there by Lundgren. Eventually the Dogs able just to get it out of the zone enough to force the ice to retreat, and both sides will make a line change.
I feel like the Ice Dogs are starting to lapse here a little.
Here's a chance for the Dogs. Rebound offered. Great second effort there by Downey.
As they get a good quality chance there.
That could have been a game winner. And McGregor makes a shot.
It's a penalty coming up here on the Melbourne ice. Is that a visor in centre ice there? Yes.
Which means it would be an illegal equipment penalty, wouldn't it?
Has someone lost a visor? Is that Darcy Flanagan?
No, Darcy Flanagan. Well, he's got a visor, so
Darcy.
Hasn't had too many shifts so far this period. He's given away a couple of penalties.
There's Flanagan there following the puck.
With the trip.
Yeah, there's the trip. There goes the stick.
Which was actually it. It's just putting a stick out there, really, wasn't it?
It's unlucky, but it's.
But there was no intent.
No.
It was just putting a stick out there.
Sometimes you're going to take those penalties. That's not a brain snap on his behalf. That's just.
I don't think it's great hockey either, though. So the Ice Dogs with the power play, they've looked good on the power play, and if they get this one, they could got one hand on the 3 points for this one. So a crucial couple of minutes for both sides. Shot comes in by Quayle, and Danny makes a save.
Good deflection and an extra better save, if I may, from Downey there. He read that deflection well. He was ready for it to go high and then made the adjustment to go down low. It's an interesting penalty kill now for the Ikes because it was just disastrous last time out. See if they made a tweak. Just a little tweak on the run. See what they've changed on this penalty kill.
Well, the Dogs will be looking to sort of break down the Melbourne Ice structure. And the Dogs do win the face-off. So Paul Crowder looking for Toolman. Behind there, passes it back out towards Paul Crowder, number 80 for the Dogs. To Quayle, back to Crowder. Moving the puck around to the lane, backhand attempt by Salado. He's been great tonight. As the net comes off its moorings. Much we've talked about that in the imports for the Dogs. Aiden Salado has been magnificent tonight. 2 goals.
The young Queenslanders
dangerous.
Really stood up as Aiden Salado. Anders here ripping my hair off in hope and despair. The third period is like quicksand for my ice. He doesn't have much hair left, does he?
No, neither do I.
I can talk because mine is very luscious, both on the top and also on the chin.
You be quiet now. I actually had some passport photos taken yesterday. I had to take a couple of temps because the light was reflecting off the top of my head. Believe it or not, that is a true story.
Did you broke your head in the shino ball,
yes.
Fluffy?
Here's a chance now for the Dogs, and that was Crowder. So Toolman, also there is Paul Crowder for the Ice Dogs. Gets it back out towards Toolman. Pass, danger one to Salado. Great save there by Danny. Tim Crowder at the point to Quayle.
Fantastic work at the blue line there by Chris Wong. Quayle was ready to line up and get the shift moving. The active stick from Wong there.
But the Ice able to keep their structures in place so far on this penalty kill. And it's going to be cleared away. So the Ice will make a line change. The Dogs sticking with this all-star lineup. And the power play is that's Paul Crowder comes in, And Danny makes the save, so a bit of a solo effort.
That's not what we've really seen from the Ice Dogs tonight. A bit of selfishness.
No, but sometimes you've got to change it up, see if you can break through the defence. In the end, like,
it's a nice move.
It's a nice move. Cord Webster just a bit flat-footed, but Danny had that one well covered in the end. So the Dogs keep it in now through Tim Crowder. The Crowder tried the wrap around. Danny had that one covered. Ice killed the penalty, but the Dogs keep possession of the puck. Shot was a little wide. 5.5 minutes remaining. So Salato fires from a tight angle. Tim Crowder to Tallman between the hash marks. And just missed everything on that occasion.
Darcy Flanagan is trying desperately to get off the ice here. Oh, no.
Here's a chance now for Tallman. Got a shot away, patient and great scrambling effort there by Downey. But I love the patience there from the Dogs.
It's fantastic. He's really trying to unlock and just create their own space. And they have created the chance there, and they've created an open lane. It's beautiful passing. Look at Tallman. That's bullying. Someone tell a teacher, because he's just tormented poor Darcy Flanagan there. It's just sat there tantalising for anyone and everyone to have a go at it, and nothing comes of it.
So from the face-off, Swartz for the Eyes has support in the form of Lundgren. Well, the pass has been intercepted. Here's a chance for the Dogs to finish it off. Net comes off its moorings as Danny was scrambling, and I think that was rather fortuitous for the home side.
Jacob Lundgren again. It's another lapse in concentration.
But it's also good checking here by the Dogs as well.
It's fantastic forecheck, but I mean, what are you doing? It doesn't matter what level, who that is. You just can't be leaving. And good work on Graham to get across and realise that he needs to go and snuff the chance out.
So from the face-off, Dogs have it. McGregor to Lundgren. Has to go back and retrieve the puck. Then he's stripped of it by Carini. Dunwoody there for the Eyes. He was just bumped off it. And the Eyes are looking to clear the zone. They will, but Carini should swoop onto it for the Dogs. He's happy to send that one into the corner. Graham should get there first for the Melbourne Eyes. Outlet pass, Powell. And we've got to stop and play. It's going to be a penalty.
High sticking.
Yeah, well, in fact, is it going to be a penalty? Just a high sticking call? I think it's a high sticking call.
I did see Dave Dunwoody fall down to the ice, but nothing's come of that. I think it was just his usual in and under self, and he's ended up flat on his chest. There's 4.5 minutes left here. You just really haven't felt the Ice getting that equalising goal yet, have you?
No, the Ice at the moment, the past couple of minutes, probably in the fact they've had to play the penalty kill, they seem to be just holding on. It's more just trying to plug up the damn wall at the moment instead of creating opportunities. But that's it. They've won the face-off. Good face-off to win the pass. Couldn't find Chris Wong. Paul Crowder. Intercepted by Kuruana. Has Wong in support. He'll take the line.
Ooh. Thought there was an offside there.
I think Armstrong must have been just in. And the Dogs are able to clear now. Paul Crowder out towards Tim Crowder. The Crowder brothers teaming up. Can they team up again? Well, Tim decides to do it all on his own, and he scores!
That is just superlative. You can't allow the Crowders that much time and space. I've said it time and time again tonight, and I'll have to keep on saying it. How many times has one of the Crowder boys been given a chance at that point to just waltz on in? No one stopped him, and they create chance after chance. You're going to see it again here. Look at the time and space here. It's Tim Crowder. And Webster's just left flailing, and that's a fantastic shot.
Oh, it'd be fair to say, in this third period, the Melbourne Ice have been crowded.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, dear.
So the Dogs now lead 7-5.
Bit of Ice Crowder on for dinner tonight for the
I think so.
For the brothers.
Yeah. Now Bremner for the Ice.
I've got to say, I don't think you saw this game becoming like this at the end of 2.
Oh, no. Absolutely not Bremner. Ice is trying to get it to the slot. So Bremner, he's tied up there by Quayle. Tim Crowder.
Icing's been waved off.
So Flanagan goes with a stretch pass. Is what the Melbourne Ice do need to do. So McGregor He's behind the net out towards Thomas Mango, the Dogs' captain. Dunwoody. Mango just gloves it down. Flanagan caught a little flat-footed, but it's offside anyway, so the Ice have got away with that one.
It's really sucked the energy out of this place now, and it just feels like it's too much for the Ice. It's only 2 goals, and 2 goals in 3 minutes is not the hardest thing in the world.
But do you see this goal again? And in the end, Webster got a little bit of that, but what Paul Crater managed to do, he drew the defenseman, which opened the door there for his brother to just capitalise and finish it off. Powell sends that one into the corner. Dunwoody looking to clear, hasn't been able to do so. Ice have it now. And Powell. Dogs clear the zone. The big question is now, with nearly 2.5 minutes remaining, is what stage do the Ice just go for the extra attacker? Go for broke.
Try something. There's a dearth of chances in this last 10 minutes.
So Kulcheski gets it out towards Swartz. He finds Powell. Powell looking for Kulcheski. Also there is Swartz. Downey's still in the net. So Quayle for the Dogs.
They're not even looking at Jimmy Downey at the moment. And Downey's not even looking at the bench either.
So the Dogs happy to gobble up some time. Caruana. He's tied up there by Crowder. That's Paul Crowder. And Quayle wins it out for the Dogs. Rink wide pass, leaving behind there was Toolman. Had time to recover, finds Tim Crowder. Tim Crowder flips it up towards his brother. That occasion, a save by Downey. Ice need to clear the zone. Still, Downey's not looking at his bench.
No, they're not even looking at him either. He doesn't look.
And it's in! Well, they don't need to go for the extra attacker, as looks like Mackenzie Caruana has got the goal.
He deserves it too.
Now they're going to have to go for the extra attacker.
Oh, yes. But Caruana's deserved this. He's played hard. He's played honest hockey. He's brought the energy. He's brought the excitement. And he finally gets the reward. And the chance just created out of nothing there. I mean, that must have taken a deflection, because Novosedlak, he's left questioning how science works there. How does that puck suddenly go from being safely in my glove to nestled in the twine?
Well, that's Caruana's first goal for the season. I suspect it might also be his first AIHL goal. I don't think he scored any last season in his limited appearance.
I didn't see the puck collected.
But certainly his first goal for the season, and all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game. We're in for a classic finish in this one.
Surely no overtime. Not again.
Oh, this game way it's gone. It probably deserves it, but that's going to be an offside call.
Keep an eye on Jimmy Downey and whether he goes for a bit of a run. I mean, this is not a usual Fridge Petrie game, is it? 13 goals.
No, it's been a goal fest, this one.
The Ice Dogs don't even score 13 goals in training. Let alone in one game.
Have you been spying on their training, have you there, Jeff?
No.
But face-off has been won by the Dogs. Downey will make the save. 1:20 minutes remaining.
Very
1 minute 20.
It's been a very quick period, I must say.
Oh, we could have another 2 hours of this. It'd be great.
Doesn't feel like it. We've played three periods of hockey, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's this new 2 p.m. time slot. It's thrown everyone.
So face-off.
Everyone's cheated there.
So it's 80 seconds remaining. You want to go in the second count? Dogs win it. Shot was wide, though. So Webster for the Ice.
They're looking at Downey. Downey's looking at them.
Well, Farmy had it, then lost it. Scrummer along the boards at centre ice. Now Crowder, that's Tim Crowder looking for Toolman. He's tied up. But the longer the Dogs keep it in this area, the harder it is for the Melbourne Ice to get the equaliser. So Farmy fires, shoots. Nearly got a deflection. Swartz hasn't been able to clear the zone. Now he has. Kulcheski.
Downey moves.
Downey making the move.
Empty net for the Ice.
No, Downey comes back. So Crowder, Paul Crowder comes in. One move. And Downey makes the save, has he? Yes, he has.
He got the pad in late. Lundgren fell over there and it created the chance for the Ice. I don't want to feel like I'm picking on the young lad here, but he really hasn't put himself up in the shining lights this third period, because he's lost his footing, and that's created the chance for the Ice Dogs. Luckily, Jimmy Downey, despite the scoreline, has been...
And in fact, Melbourne Ice will call a timeout now.
...in form. Eventually, I think there was a few calls for the timeout there before one of the referees noticed. So tonight we've got Jeff Scott and Grange Phillips.
Grange Phillips, actually, I believe, was refereeing in the World Championships somewhere around the world. So
fresh back from Worlds, with the top level of Worlds about to start as well.
It's a great opportunity for Grange Phillips and to go overseas and referee internationally. But Melbourne Ice, for me, they've got to win a clear face-off and they've got to get that puck out of the zone quickly. That's one thing when they're trying to move, get Downey out of their movement out of the zone hasn't been clear. So it's been a lot of those 50-50 contests along the boards and that type of stuff, which can make it hard for a goaltender to win to make that move. If they can get that puck out of their defensive zone quickly, cleanly, all of a sudden that move out for James Downey, he'll be out there in a shot.
Well, you've got 34 seconds left. You need this is the play you've been working on all pre-season. This is your last gasp roll of the dice play. You pull it out of the bag, you slap it on the whiteboard, and you go, right, execute this to the point. If you want anything out of tonight, you do this right. We run it 100 times every night. Run it right first time, let's go.
So crucial face-off.
It's the new man to take it as well for the Ice.
And it's going to be won by the Dogs. So Quayle happy to send that one in the corner. They do have, they can play time, and that's hit the back netting. So the Ice will get another chance to win a face-off and clear the zone. 26 seconds remaining.
They're lucky, the Ice. They're going to reset at this, but they have lost 8 seconds.
So Kulczewski up against, looks like going to be Paul Crowder at the face-off circle.
Big humans, the Ice Dogs, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So from the face-off, well, Webster has it now for the Ice. So Armstrong hasn't been able to clear it. Lundgren, Webster, just needs to find a way to getting it out. Time is starting to run out for the Ice. They've been trapped in their zone. So Webster, they just have to take a chance, go for nothing. Stretch pass, looking for Armstrong. Swartz is also there. Swartz has it, couldn't get a clean touch. Time may be the enemy, and it will be. The Ice Dogs, 2 goals down, 4-2 in the second intermission, end up winning 7-6. So that was what, a 7-goal third period.
Yep. 5 of them coming from the Sydney Ice Dogs. And they really pulled one out of the fire right there. They were gone for all money after the end of 2 there. And they've come out a completely different team. And they've just taken this game and controlled it from the start. You score 2 goals to start the period in the first 30 seconds. You are on fire. And the Crowder boys, that's the first time we've been able to see them up close. And I want to see more. That pairing with Quayle, with Tillman, you don't need to play Bartis for the rest of the year, in my opinion. You need to play the Crowder boys with Quayle and with Tillman. You are a lock for the 4.
It's there you go, keeping the Crowder brothers rest for 2 periods and unleash the Kraken. Oh, but that line, the Crowder brothers, Tillman, Quayle, they stepped up, and I think a really shout out in the local sense to a local player. Aiden Salado, I thought was magnificent tonight. He
played
and
fantastic.
that third period as well. He just was part of that group. Didn't look out of place. The Melbourne Ice just had in their head, they just didn't have an answer. It was.
Well, no, the other thing I noted, they moved Manco back to that top pairing as well with Quayle.
Yeah, so they made that change as well. Put Thomas Manco back in defence. The Ice just didn't have anything to.
Well, they got the goal back to make it 5-all. And then,
but that was against the run of play.
It was, and then they just didn't seem to keep the energy going. And that's I mentioned it during the third there. The Ice Dogs just went and brought the energy. And they just kept on going. And this is 3 points dropped for the Ice. We mentioned it beforehand. They're now 1-4 after 5 games played. You're 2 games away from reaching that quarter point, and you've only got 1 win in your name. You are pushing up a hill now to make that 4.
And with a reasonably strong lineup as well, so that would be the frustrating thing. They looked so good for periods in that second period, but I'd have to say probably the Dogs had the talent, and Fridge made the adjustments and got the win. So to wrap things up here from the O'Brien Icehouse, we saw an amazing game today, 13 goals in total, thoroughly entertaining. It was the Dogs and a come-behind 7-6 victory over the Melbourne Ice. My name's Michael Clough on behalf of my co-commentator Jeff Coop. We hope you enjoyed today's game. We'll see you next time.